Okay, YouTube, I'm back. Basically got most of that subfloor, all the rotted stuff. Whatever's not solid is out. Cut to the joist there, cut it to the joist there, halfway across the joist. As you can see now, how much I gotta build this up. This is probably a 1/2 inch piece of plywood here. But now I gotta come back, because you can see back here, I have to put another layer of 1/2 inch plywood in here, or I have to put 5/8 to get it level, with this back here. Then I have some Luan, some more pieces of Luan, so I gotta scrape all of this out and get all this Luan out of there, and then I could put some new pieces of Luan in there, and all this will be all nice and level for the toilet. Now you see how I cut that. A lot of guys will cut their piece of wood. Sometimes a lot of people will cut their pieces of wood in half right here, or they'll cut it in half the long ways and they'll put half and half. I try not to do that because I want a solid piece. I don't want two small pieces of, I don't want a break in here where the toilet is going to sit, because as you see, the toilet doesn't sit on the joist. I mean, half of the toilet hits the joist over here. So that's why this toilet was leaning this way as I'm tilting my camera. That's why the toilet's sitting on it. Facing the toilet, it's leaning to the left. That's why the toilet was leaning towards the tub over here. Because all this was all rotted before. And it got all wet. And this was all particle board and stuff. And as you can see, that's solid. I mean, I could walk on this already. This is pretty solid here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, now I gotta put another piece of plywood here. And this is, really, that doesn't matter, okay? And I'll say this now. Because you have to build this up so high, even if you did have to piece this in here, I mean, as long as you when you go with your next layer of plywood, as long as you put some screws either there or go under here, so your screws come up, just don't put them through all your layers of wood. Here's another 1/2 inch piece of plywood there. You see what I'm saying? So actually, all I have to do is put another 1/2 inch piece here, and pretty much I'm level with all of that. Now, what I'll do is I'm not going to leave it, because, you know, none of these floors in these old places are going to be, yeah, see? And I'm going to have to, that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. To get this to the height it is now, I'm going to have to put another 1/2 inch layer of plywood, which that's why I don't care if I have this little seam here, because a whole nother full sheet is going to go over here. Then that's going to get screwed down over the top of this. That's why I only put 4 screws here. 6 rather. That's why I only put, and you see I brought my screws in a few inches from the edge over here and a few inches. So now when I put my other sheet of plywood down, I'll make a little pencil mark right there, and I'll know how far where my screws are. So now on my next sheet, I'll put a screw here, I'll put another screw here, and then I'll put another screw over here, right past that one, in the corner over there. You know what I'm saying? And then Luan, you don't really have to screw it down. I got a stapler, so I might use like I got some 1.5 inch staples. So what I might do is just lay my sheet of Luan on in here. I'll probably put some adhesive down, Loctite, PL glue, something like that for the Luan, and I'll glue that to these. I'll glue that to my 2 layers of plywood. I have more plywood, so. And then you don't have to worry about this being a seam right here, because like I said, a full square is going to cover over the whole top of this to build it up another 1/2 inch. All right? And this is what the guy got. You know what I mean? If it was, like I said, if it was my place, I would have bought 1/2 inch plywood or whatever. 5/8 plywood. 7/8, something like that, and I would have just laid a whole sheet right in here to build it all the way up to this level. But You know what I mean? I have to put it, you know, I'm not gonna pay for the guy's material. So he's paying me for by the job, but he's paying for all his own material and using all his own material. So this is the way I gotta do this. By what this homeowner, how he wants it done. You know what I mean? He don't want to put, like I said, already I have to take that cabinet out. You'll see this bathroom. When this bathroom is done, it's going to look awesome. Because this is going to be all vinyl flooring in here. It's going to run right out. The vinyl flooring is going to run right out into here. And it's just going to flow all the way through. He's going to take this stuff back. He's not going to use this. Because this stuff, this actually, I thought this was cheaper than that. But when I picked this up, I could have swore this was a lot cheaper. This stuff is like $50-something a box. And it's 25, little tiny bit under, a few inches under 25 square feet. So if he had to do this whole apartment, 50-something, that's $100 right there for 50, about 50 square feet. 50 square feet is probably from that wall to where my foot is squared. All right, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000. Now we're getting into, you know. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll probably be well over. And I'm just roughly doing this. I think this is 700 and something square feet. A little over 700 and something square feet. All of this flooring with the bathroom. So if you had to buy those boxes there, if you bought all of this material here, you're right up there. 1,800 to $2,000. And then you got to put underlayment down. It comes in a roll. Staple that to the floor. Well, some of it sticks, some of it staples. He's going to get the kind of, I'm just going to take my hammer stapler that you put tar paper and stuff like that on roofing, on roofs and stuff with. So I'm just going to use that, tack down the underlayment, whatever he gets, and then the floor will go on top of that. And that actually makes a nice vapor barrier. I mean, these things weren't, we just cut this carpet up here. And I'll show you this. Let me move this plywood. Now this is structural. This has nothing to do with the tenants or nothing. This has to do with whoever built these. This place is built in the 90s. Here you go. Look at this, guys. That's a big hump in the floor. That's the joist. And over here somewhere, there's actually because you could see half the house here, half the house here. So probably right here, where this seam is right here. And you can see, look at that. This is all tongue and groove. Look at the separation there. You got a quarter inch of separation here. And then look at the plywood. How high that is there. That's a quarter inch up. There's a big, huge hump in this floor that literally goes from here. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can kind of basically see what I'm saying now. Look at that hump in the floor. That whole piece, that whole strip in the floor is bent up right here. You can kind of see it. You can kind of get the idea there. So, I mean, stuff like that, you could fix that. It's going to cost you a hell of a lot of money to fix that. You know what I mean? Unless you take this plywood off. Take this plywood, and you can see how loose, look at how loose this is. This is, yeah, let me show you. You can see this here. I can push it with my hand, and it moves. So what I recommended to him to fix that is get a level line. Get a level line, like a chalk line or something. You take this plywood out from joist to joist. And then you're going to have to put new OSB in there. That's what that's called, OSB. Sheathing or flooring, they use it for. Tongue and groove. But they did a horrible freaking job with this OSB. There's freaking gaps in it. You can hear it everywhere you step in this floor. It's all squeaky, so. But anyways, what I was getting to is... oh, it's so dusty in here. What you have to do is make a line, a level line all across that board. Chalk line it, snap a line, and then you would have to cut it. Because you could get a Sawzall there. You got about 10 or 12 inches for the floor joist. And you'd have to actually cut it. To correct this on the top, you would have to cut that inch or whatever off the top of that to level this out. Or tear down the ceiling in the garage and cut the joist out. You know, there's a bunch of ways to do it, but easiest, cheapest way out is that way. All right, I'm going to get back to working here. But this is the mess. This is a mess, this bathroom right now. And I just want to get this on camera because I want you guys to see this after I'm done. All new flooring's going to be in here, a new cabinet. All this will be all nice and painted up in here. That's going to get fixed.